how can we draw any leaf in the simplest and most realistic way? When we look at a real leaf, we see so many details, veins and little shapes that it's easy to get lost. So today, using a clematis leaf as an example, I'll show you step by step how to shade any leaf of any shape and make it look realistic and three-dimensional. In just a few simple steps, I'll guide you through the whole process. Okay, let's get started. Let's start by sketching a standard, simple leaf of a random shape. Here we go. We have our basic outline. Now I'll show you how to give it volume. First, we shade from the center midrib toward the edge, adding short, light cross strokes from the center outward. This divides the leaf into two planes, one slightly lighter, the other slightly darker. Next, we shade from the edge toward the center, but now working on the opposite half of the leaf. After that, we do the same on the second half, again shading from the edge back toward the midrib. Once these main tonal layers are in place, we slightly darken the leaf toward the tip. This helps create more depth and a gentle sense of form. We also add a bit of shading where the leaf connects to the petiole. That's the small stem that attaches the leaf to the plant. Try to vary the direction of your strokes so the shading feels more natural and textured. Now that we've built the basic shading, we can start adding details, specifically the veins. Using the shading as a guide, I draw the main veins, then add smaller ones branching out. Once the veins are placed, I work around each one with short, fine vertical strokes. This brings out the volume not just in overall shape of the leaf, but within its inner structure as well. Of course, leaves can be many different types of veins, shapes and patterns, but the core technique for drawing realistic leaves is almost always similar. You can adapt it for nearly any leaf type, quickly and easily. And I wanted to share this mini demo so you don't get lost when drawing more complex leaves. And remember, never start with the tiny details. Always move from the general shape to the smaller elements. That's the key to making our leaves look beautiful, natural, and well-structured. Okay, thanks for watching this tip. Alright, I want to start with this leaflet here at the bottom of our illustration. Now I begin by marking the thickness of the leaflet along its edge. This little detail will make it look more realistic and give it some dimension. Once that's in place, we can add the main detail, the central midrib and the side veins. This part is quite simple. Just try to imitate what you see in nature. I start with the larger veins first and then move on to the smaller ones. I repeat the exact same process for the side leaflets. First drawing the edge thickness, then sketching in the veins. Now let's move on to shading. I begin by adding short pencil strokes from the center midrib toward the edges. This step helps to form the basic volume of the leaf. Next, I add similar strokes, but this time from the edge back toward the center. I do this on both sides, the left and the right planes of the leaflet. Once that base layer is done, I work into each inner vein, adding short strokes around it to give depth and texture. I start with the larger veins and then move to the smaller ones. For the finishing touch, I go over the outer edge of the leaflet again to make the thickness stand out even more. You can even switch to a softer pencil here to get a darker, more pronounced contour. Perfect! We finished our first leaflet. Now we repeat the same process to the side leaflets too. And now let's move on to our third leaflet. Here, I want to note that the sequence can be flexible. Sometimes it might feel easier to outline the edge first and only then move on to the veins. It's completely up to you. The most important thing is that the process feels comfortable and enjoyable. Now let's draw the small stems that hold our leaflets. I start shading from the edge toward the center, first applying short vertical strokes. One side of the stem is shaded a bit darker than the other, and this contrast helps create a sense of volume and roundness in the drawing. Okay, I used the same method to draw all the leaves of the clematis plant. If you'd like to dive deeper and draw with me step by step all this plant, I made full-length tutorials with detailed explanations for each stage. You can find them on my Patreon in the Botanical Explorer tier. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope this made the process of drawing any leaf clearer for you. Many more examples are coming soon. See you next time. Bye bye.